Why the smartest people are often the poorest. This will shock you. I'm about to share something that will completely change how you see intelligence and success. And if you're someone who's always been told you're smart, gifted, or talented, this might be the most important video you'll ever watch. Scientists at major universities discovered something that nobody wants to talk about. People with IQs above 130 actually earn less money than those with average intelligence. Yes, you heard that right. The smarter you are, the more likely you are to struggle financially. Think about this for a second. We've been told our whole lives that being smart equals success. Study hard. Get good grades. Be the smartest person in the room. But what if I told you that being the smartest person in the room is exactly what's keeping you broke? Let me tell you about my friend Alex. Genius level IQ, perfect SAT scores, full scholarship to MIT. Today, he's 35 years old, living with his parents and working at a bookstore for $15 an hour. Meanwhile, his high school buddy Jake, who barely graduated with C's, owns 3 businesses and just bought his second vacation home. This isn't rare. This is happening everywhere. And today, I'm going to explain exactly why your intelligence might be your biggest enemy. Here's where it gets really interesting. There's actually a name for this. Researchers call it the intelligence trap, and once you understand it, you can't unsee it. Smart people have a superpower that becomes their kryptonite. They can see everything, every possibility, every risk, every potential failure. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a pool. The average person jumps in. The smart person, they're calculating water temperature, depth, angle of entry, probability of injury, bacterial content, and 15 other variables. By the time they're done thinking, everyone else is already swimming. This is what happens in business every single day. While the genius is creating the perfect business plan with color-coded spreadsheets and 50-page market analysis, someone with half their IQ already made their first sale on Instagram with their phone. Let me share something personal. I used to be that overthinker. I spent 2 years planning the perfect business. 2 years. I had everything mapped out. Financial projections for 5 years. Contingency plans for my contingency plans. You know what happened? Nothing, because I never actually started. If you're sitting there thinking, oh my god, this is me, hit that like button right now. I want to know I'm not alone here. Drop a comment and tell me how long you've been planning that thing you haven't started yet. Now let's talk about why school makes this problem worse. School is designed to reward smart people. You study, you memorize, you get an A. There's a right answer and a wrong answer. The teacher tells you exactly what to do, and you do it perfectly. That's how you win at school. But life doesn't work like that. Business doesn't work like that. There's no teacher, there's no syllabus, there's no right answer, and this breaks smart people's brains. Think about it. For 20 plus years, smart people are trained to find the right answer, to research everything, to never make mistakes. Then they get into the real world and discover that success has nothing to do with being right. It's about taking action when you don't have all the information. It's about being okay with being wrong. It's about failing fast and trying again. Smart people can't handle this. They're paralyzed by the lack of clear instructions. They keep waiting for someone to tell them the right way to do things, but that person never comes. Here's another problem nobody talks about. Smart people are terrible at relating to normal people. And guess what? Normal people are your customers. Normal people are your investors. Normal people are your network. When you're really smart, you live in your head. You think in abstract concepts. You use big words without realizing it. You make references that fly over people's heads. You literally speak a different language than 95% of the population. I knew this programmer. Brilliant guy. He created this amazing app that could have changed how we shop online. But when he pitched it to investors, he spent 45 minutes explaining the algorithm, the technical architecture, the mathematical elegance of his code. The investors fell asleep. They didn't care about his genius. They wanted to know how it would make money. He never got funded. Meanwhile, Another guy pitched a simple app that lets you order pizza with one button, nothing revolutionary, nothing clever. He explained it in 30 seconds and got 2 million in funding. Why? Because everyone understands pizza. Nobody understands algorithms. This is the social curse of intelligence. The smarter you are, the harder it is to connect with regular people. And success is all about connections. Let me tell you about Sarah, valedictorian of her class, PhD in economics from Harvard. She started a consulting firm and it failed within a year. You know why? She couldn't explain what she did in simple terms. Her website was full of words like synergistic optimization and paradigm shifts. Nobody knew what she was selling. Compare that to Tom, community college dropout, started a cleaning service. His pitch? We clean your house so you don't have to. Simple, clear, relatable. He's now running a multi-million-dollar franchise. This is probably making some of you uncomfortable, and that's good. Growth is uncomfortable. If this is hitting different, let me know in the comments. Are you Sarah or are you Tom? Now let's dive into something even deeper. Smart people are addicted to learning. Sounds good, right? Wrong. It's a trap. Here's what happens. Smart people think they need to know everything before they start. They take another course, read another book, get another certification, watch another YouTube video. They're professional students, but amateur doers. I call this learning as procrastination. You feel productive because you're learning, but you're not actually doing anything. You're hiding behind education to avoid the scary part, taking action. The market doesn't care about your certificates. Your customers don't care about your degrees. They care about one thing. Can you solve their problem? And you can't solve problems from inside a classroom or behind a book. Think about the most successful entrepreneurs. Steve Jobs, college dropout. Mark Zuckerberg, college dropout. Richard Branson, dyslexic, barely finished high school. They didn't wait until they knew everything. They started before they were ready. But smart people can't do this. They need to feel prepared. They need to feel qualified. They need permission, and that permission never comes. Here's what's really messed up. The smarter you are, the more you realize you don't know. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Dumb people don't know what they don't know, so they're confident smart people know exactly what they don't know, so they're paralyzed. I see this with writers all the time. The bad writers publish books on Amazon every month. The good writers? They've been editing chapter 1 for 3 years. The bad writers are making money. The good writers are making excuses. Let me tell you about the perfectionism disease. This is what kills more dreams than anything else. Smart people have high standards. They've been getting A's their whole life. Anything less than perfect feels like failure. But here's the thing about business. Perfect doesn't exist. Your first product will suck. Your first sales call will be awkward. Your first marketing campaign will flop. That's normal. That's how everyone starts. The difference is that average people are okay with sucking at first. They know they'll get better. Smart people can't handle sucking at anything, so they don't start. They wait until they can guarantee success, and that day never comes. I know a designer who's been working on her portfolio website for 4 years. 4 years. It's never good enough. Meanwhile, designers with half her talent are getting clients with basic Wix sites they made in an afternoon. This is the perfect paradox. The better you are at something, the less likely you are to share it with the world, because you know how much better it could be. Okay, real talk. If you've been working on something for more than 6 months without launching it, you need to hear this. Drop a comment right now and publicly commit to launching this week. I'm serious. The comments section is your accountability partner. Do it now. Now let's talk about money. This is where it gets really uncomfortable for smart people. Smart people have a complicated relationship with money. They've been taught that intelligence is noble and money is dirty. That smart people do important work, not profitable work. That caring about money makes you shallow. This is programming from academia. Professors don't make much money, but they're respected for their intelligence, so smart people internalize this. They choose careers based on intellectual stimulation, not financial reward. They become researchers making 40,000 a year while discovering things that make other people billions. They become teachers, social workers, journalists, noble professions that keep them broke. Meanwhile, the C student who started a lawn care business is making six figures. The girl who was bad at math is killing it selling real estate. They didn't have the curse of intelligence, they just wanted to make money, so they did. Smart people also overthink pricing. They calculate the exact value of their time, the precise cost of materials, the fair market rate. They price themselves perfectly and wonder why nobody buys. Average people just throw out a number that feels good. Often it's way higher than the smart price, and people pay it. Because pricing isn't about logic, it's about perception. And smart people suck at understanding illogical things. Here's another truth bomb. Smart people are terrible at sales. They think the product should sell itself. If it's good, people will buy it. If it's logical, people will understand it. No. People buy with emotion and justify with logic. People buy from people they like. People buy stories, not features. And smart people hate all of this. It feels manipulative. It feels fake. It feels beneath them. So they build amazing products that nobody knows about. They offer incredible services that nobody buys. They have solutions to real problems that die in obscurity. Because they're too smart to play the game of sales and marketing, I knew an engineer who invented a device that could save companies millions in energy costs. The ROI was incredible. The math was undeniable. He couldn't sell a single unit. Why? Because he couldn't stop talking about thermodynamics. He couldn't tell a story. He couldn't make an emotional connection. A sales guy eventually partnered with him, and they sold millions worth. The sales guy made more money than the inventor. That's the reality smart people can't accept. Let's talk about risk. This is fascinating. Smart people are actually terrible at evaluating risk. They overthink small risks and underthink big risks. They'll spend weeks researching the best domain name for their business, terrified of choosing wrong. But they'll stay at a dead-end job for decades, not realizing that's the biggest risk of all. They see all the ways a business could fail, but they don't see the guaranteed failure of never trying. They're so focused on avoiding small losses that they guarantee a big loss. The loss of their potential average people have a simpler calculation. Will this make me money? Let's try it. Doesn't work? Try something else. They're not attached to being right. They're attached to results. This is the part where your brain is probably fighting back. That voice saying, but what about? That's your intelligence trying to protect you from growth. Notice it, then ignore it. And if this is resonating, hit that like button. The algorithm needs to show this to more overthinkers. Here's what nobody tells you about successful people. They're not that smart. I'm serious. Most millionaires are average intelligence. Most billionaires are maybe slightly above average. What they have isn't intelligence, it's clarity. They know what they want, and they go after it. They don't get distracted by interesting problems. They don't chase intellectual validation, they chase results. Smart people chase interesting. Successful people chase useful. Smart people want to be right. Successful people want to be rich. Smart people solve complex problems. Successful people solve profitable problems. This is why academia and business are completely different worlds. In academia, the harder the problem, the more respected you are. In business, the simpler the solution, the more money you make. The iPhone wasn't the most technologically advanced phone. It was the simplest to use. Facebook wasn't the first social network. It was the easiest to understand. Amazon wasn't innovative. They just sold books online. Simple beats smart every time. But smart people can't build simple things. They add features, they add complexity, they add options, they create masterpieces that nobody can figure out how to use. I consulted for a startup founded by 3 PhDs. Their product was incredible. It could do 50 different things. It took me an hour to understand it. It took customers 5 seconds to give up and leave. They went bankrupt with the best product in their market. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But what about Elon Musk? What about all the smart, successful people? Let me tell you something about those people. They learn to turn off their intelligence when needed. They learn to act before thinking, to launch before ready, to sell before perfecting. They learned to embrace being dumb in certain moments. That's the secret. It's not about being less intelligent. It's about knowing when to stop using it. Think about dating. Smart people are terrible at dating because they overthink every text, every word, every gesture. Meanwhile, confident average people just show up and be themselves. Guess who gets more dates? The same applies to business. Sometimes you need to stop thinking and just show up. Stop planning and just start. Stop analyzing and just ask. Let me share the moment everything changed for me. I was at a networking event, watching this guy work the room. He wasn't smart. He asked basic questions. He made dad jokes. He forgot people's names. But everyone loved him. He got more business cards than anyone. I realized I'd been trying to impress people with my intelligence. He was just trying to connect with them as a human. My intelligence was a wall. His simplicity was a bridge. If you've ever felt like your intelligence is isolating you, you're not alone. Drop a comment and share your experience. Sometimes the smartest thing we can do is admit we've been doing it wrong. So how do you break free from the intelligence trap? First, you need to understand that your intelligence is a tool, not an identity. You can choose when to use it and when to set it aside. Second, embrace the phrase, good enough. Your first attempt doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to exist. You can improve it later, but it has to exist first. Third, set stupid deadlines. Smart people hate deadlines because they force imperfect action. That's exactly why you need them. Give yourself a week, not a year. Give yourself a day, not a month. Fourth, find an accountability partner who isn't impressed by your intelligence. Someone who only cares about what you've done, not what you know, someone who will call you out on your excuses. Fifth, start charging for your work before you feel ready. Nothing cuts through perfectionism like someone paying you for imperfect work. It forces you to realize that done really is better than perfect. Sixth, practice being wrong. Seriously, make predictions and be wrong. Share opinions and be corrected. Put work out and let it fail. The more comfortable you get with being wrong, the more successful you'll become. Seventh, simplify everything: your explanation, your product, your pricing, your process. If a fifth grader can't understand it, it's too complex. Smart people hate this, but markets love it. Here's what I want you to understand. Your intelligence isn't a curse if you learn to manage it. It's only a curse if you let it manage you. The most successful people aren't the smartest. They're the ones who learned when to think and when to act, when to analyze and when to guess, when to perfect and when to publish. Your competition isn't smarter than you. They're just more willing to look stupid. They're more willing to fail. They're more willing to start before they're ready. And that's why they're winning. Think about this. While you're reading another book about business, someone else is starting a business. While you're researching the perfect strategy, someone else is testing 3 bad strategies. While you're waiting for permission, someone else is asking for forgiveness. The gap between you and success isn't intelligence, it's action. The bridge between where you are and where you want to be isn't built from knowledge, it's built from courage. Every successful person has a graveyard of stupid ideas behind them, failed businesses, bad decisions, embarrassing mistakes. The difference is they kept going. They didn't let their intelligence talk them out of trying again. This is your sign. That thing you've been overthinking? It's time to do it imperfectly. This week, drop a comment with what you're going to finally launch, start, or share. Let's create an army of recovering overthinkers. And if this video changed your perspective, hit that like button and share it with another smart person who needs to hear this. Here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, be strategically stupid. Make faster decisions. Launch imperfect products. Have conversations without preparing. Send emails without editing them 5 times. Apply for opportunities you're not qualified for. Stop letting your intelligence be your excuse. Stop hiding behind another course, another book, another plan. The world doesn't need your perfect idea. It needs your imperfect action. The curse of being too smart for success is real, but it's not permanent. You can break it. You just have to be willing to do something that feels impossible for smart people. You have to be willing to start before you're ready. Your intelligence is a gift, but it's been holding you hostage. It's time to break free. It's time to stop thinking and start doing. It's time to stop planning and start failing. It's time to stop learning and start earning. The smartest thing you can do is stop being so smart about everything. The most intelligent choice is to choose action over analysis. The genius move is to move before you're ready. Success isn't waiting for you to be smarter. It's waiting for you to be braver. And bravery isn't about not being scared. It's about being scared and doing it anyway. So here's the bottom line. You're not too smart for success. You're too smart for your own good. And the solution isn't to be less intelligent. It's to be more human, more flawed, more real, more willing to fail. The world has enough smart people. What it needs is people who do things, and you can be one of them. Starting today, starting now, starting imperfectly. Your move, genius. Why the smartest people are often the poorest. This will shock you.